From pain to power, from pain to power. You've been carrying a weight that wasn't meant to last, a collection of the moments that cut too deep, too fast. Every scar a sentence, every wound a verse. You thought the story of your life was just a long, slow curse, but something in you kept on breathing, kept on waking up, even when the pain was pouring from an endless broken cup. You didn't know it then, but every tear you cried was not the end of you. It was the forging of your pride. They said let go of the past, but they didn't understand that the past was not an anchor, it was iron in your hand, to shape into a weapon, to forge into a shield. The pain was not your enemy, the pain was the field where power grows from suffering, where diamonds come from cold. And you, my friend, are learning how to turn your wounds into your soul. From pain to power, that's the alchemy. Every broken piece of you is becoming something free. Not because the pain was good, not because it didn't break, but because you're still here breathing, for goodness sake. And every breath is proof that you can take the worst the world could give and still awake. From pain to power, not a straight line, not a fast ride, but the strongest people you know are the ones who've died. Inside and still chose life. That's you, that's now. From pain to power, watch me show them how. Remember the night you thought you wouldn't make it through, the ceiling spinning, every plan you had in ruins. Nothing true except the ache. That night was not a failure, that night was class. The universe is hard to school and you were meant to pass. You learned things in that darkness that no book could ever teach. You found a strength inside you that no lecture could ever reach. You discovered that you're not the things that happened to you, you are the one who happened back. And that's the breakthrough. Your trauma's not your identity, but it is your teacher. Your wounds are not your destiny, but they are your feature. Of depth, the wisdom of knowing that the comfortable will never get you. Have been to the underworld and you have not forgotten it, and that makes you dangerous, not to others but to fear, because you look the worst in the face and you're still here. From pain to power, that's the alchemy. Every broken piece of you is becoming something free. Not because the pain was good, not because it didn't break, but because you're still here breathing, for goodness sake. And every breath is proof that you can take the worst the world could give and still awake. From pain to power, not a straight line, not a fast ride, but the strongest people you know are the ones who've died. Inside and still chose life. That's you, that's now. From pain to power, watch me show them how. It doesn't happen in a moment, it happens hour by hour by hour. You don't wake up healed, you wake up willing. You don't wake up powerful, you wake up drilling into the bedrock of your suffering, finding the water that was always there beneath the slaughter of your hopes, your dreams, your former self. And you drink from that well and you reclaim your wealth. Power is not the absence of pain, power is the presence of someone who has learned to sit with their own essence. Even when it hurts, even when it howls, even when the past still comes around to growl. Power is saying I see you pain, you taught me something true. Now step aside, there's work to do. You are not your wounds are your wisdom. Every scar a compass pointing to your own kingdom. You didn't just survive, you metabolized. You took the pain they gave you and you made it your size. From pain to power, look at you now, standing in the wreckage, but you've learned to plow the broken ground and plant a garden from the ashes of flame. Your pain didn't break you, it just whispered your name, and you answered not with vengeance, not with hate, but with the quiet power of someone who chose to create meaning. privilege. From pain to power, not because the pain was fair, because you were stronger than their dare, because you looked at everything they threw and said, is that the best you can do? Watch this. And then you rose, not perfect, not painless, powerful. From pain to power, that's not a slogan. That's your story, and it's still being written by you.
They gave you pain,
You gave it back as power.
that's not revenge.
That's resurrection. Now go, use it. Use it.